You're looking at Tecumseh, Ontario, as the sun just starting to rise minutes ago here in the town of Tecumseh. Happy to have you with us for more Baseball Canada Men's National Championship action, as it's Newfoundland and Labrador this morning, taking on BC here from Burt Lacoste Park. Again, happy to have you with us here from Tecumseh. Justin Prince alongside Ted Beal this morning. Ted, good morning to you. These teams looking for victories, in fact, needing victories if they want a shot at the quarterfinal.
Yeah, definitely an early morning rise today at Lacoste Park, still dealing with the morning dew, but the pleasantries have been dispensed with, and these teams are going to have to find a way to get themselves going quickly. I'll let you get to the lineup.
Here's a look at the lineup. Dylan McKenzie, Jacob Reed, Grant Kenny, Redmond Hunt, Eric McKay, Andrew Paul, Parker Gulliver, Tower Walchuk, and Reagan Gulliver rounding out the lineup. So top to bottom at the lineup here today, as they'll be taking on the opposing pitcher of Sam Suttle today. So we're just about set to get underway this morning. Suttle gets to work to start with a strike, 0-1.
Swinging free on first pitch.
Second one doesn't get in the zone, though, 1-1.
McKenzie, a 26-year-old out of St. John's.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. St. John Capitals hitter.
Just one hit so far in this championship. Probably like to get himself going, help his team get spark plug.
And strike three. Kenzie sat down on strikes to start off the ball game.
Sam Siddall, the chucker from Vancouver, 32-year-old right-hander.
Let's take a look at the defensive alignment real quick. Hilton Jackman on the ground in the infield, also joined as well by Ashfleechlick, then Anderson, then Honeysett, Clay, and Malm in the outfield.
Jacob Reed we've seen before in this championship. He actually threw yesterday, a 21-year-old out of St. John's.
Dropped by Reed. Played at second, throw to first, gets the first out on the base paths of the day, the second of the inning.
First baseman number 6, Grant Kenny.
That's going to bring up Grant Kenny in the 3-hole. He's the first baseman for St. John's today.
Conception Bay South product, 41-year-old. One of the elder statesmen with this program.
Swing through, 2 strikes already, 0-2.
Kenny just one hit coming into this game so far, this championship.
And chops it foul.
Siddle working on his spikes. The morning dew affecting the clay this morning. Gonna be a little sticky. We'll have to deal with some traction issues, but I'm sure we'll be able to work it out. Depending on how they took care of themselves last night, this could be a difficult task. You're already a few games into the championship with travel, everything considered. You know, getting proper rest and hydration. We'll see how the athletes respond.
Solid contact on the line drive to center field, base hit. Kenny is aboard. First base runner as that one nearly pops away, trying to catch him at first.
Tried to catch Kenny sleeping with the backdoor play from the center fielder. You'll see that from time to time, just to make sure that players aren't rounding too quickly. Did get by the first baseman, though.
Oh, it hit him. I think it hit Kenny.
May have on its way by.
Redmond Hunt now up at the plate. Redmond Hunt, the catcher for today.
Redmond Hunt, Torbay, Newfoundland product, turned 28 yesterday.
Happy birthday to him as he starts with a strike on his count, 0-1. Strike 2 and a stolen base attempt. No one at second, though, to be able to get the stolen base catch. And that allows Kenny to move into scoring position.
Heads up baseball by Kenny, taking advantage of the defense falling asleep. Was able to steal that fairly easily with no coverage at the base.
0-2 the count. This one fouled away, stays 0-2. The 0-2 this time, blooped out and caught for the out.
Nice play by the shortstop.
So a good catch there. Slanchvik able to close out the top of the first inning. With one hit, one runner left on for Newfoundland and Labrador. That brings up the BC side of the card for their hitting. Let's take a look at their lineup. That's Slanchvik. Start things off. Honey set, followed by Anderson, Grant Malm for the home run derby. Then David Crone, Matt Clay, Greg Herman, Mitchell Jackman, Keenan Hilton, the lineup for British Columbia.
Please visit BlueJays.com and go Jays go.
So the Angels of Coquitlam looking to try and keep the offense showing good speed. Now we're taking a look at the defensive alignment. Hunt, Kenny, Gulliver, Walchuk, then McKenzie, Paul, Reed, and McKay. The lineup once again for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Matt Murphy, the chucker for St. John's, 29-year-old.
Made sure to clarify Matty with an IE at the end for Murphy.
Matty.
Well, Matty will need to make sure this game keeps itself close. Both of these teams, mind you, very different time zones than what they're normally acquainted to in their homelands, in their home provinces.
Yeah, and obviously, as I mentioned before, just the exertion of the travel can be difficult for these teams. Shooting across the country, the time change.
British Columbia.
Then obviously you're dealing with the actual play itself, and it's not an overly difficult schedule. They may have had a more difficult one at their provincial championships or in their league championship weekend series, but certainly all taken into account. Some just arriving on time because they've had work commitments or personal commitments they couldn't get out of early enough to get to Tecumseh, but I mean obviously they'll make that sacrifice all day long for the game they love.
Meanwhile, in the at-bat, Swanovich right now on a 2-0 count, has a hitter's count. Doesn't lift the bat this time. 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk to start the ball game.
Left fielder number
The way Murphy would have
25,
wanted to start that,
Darren
exactly the
Hunter.
way Coquitlam wanted that to start. The 2018 national champions. That's going to bring up Darren Honeysett. Pick off over to first. Keeping the runner at bay to start things off already.
Slanowich, first North Vancouver product, 20 years old, probably a threat to get moving.
Call it a strike, 0-1. Going for the bunt. Play down the third base line, and that's going to count as a hit. Runners at first and second already in the bottom of the first inning.
With only one stolen base so far in this championship, they chose to use some small ball there. Honeysett, the Port Coquitlam 30-year-old. Quite strong out of the box also. And now we have runners at first and second. Set the table for a 3-hole hitter.
Nolan Anderson up at the plate.
Anderson's a Vancouver product, 30 years old.
Anderson to right field. Right to McKay for the first out.
Not quite deep enough. Hit more on a line.
Right
Slanowich
fielder,
probably
number
couldn't get
10,
back to tag as quickly
Grant
as he would have liked. May not have been able to advance anyways, even if he was set to go. Good effort by Anderson to see if he can move the runner, especially when he took the ball the other direction.
Grant Malm now up to the plate.
Mount comes in with a pair of singles, pair of doubles to the championship, batting .400.
And of course, a home run derby. That's
Yeah.
seen him perform really well on Wednesday.
Definitely has capability for power. Coquitlam product, 34-year-old.
The 1-0. Runner goes, the hit and run. But both runners have to retreat back. It's caught by the shortstop for the second out.
Second baseman number 6, David Cron.
So that's going to bring up David Crone. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a hit and run. Definitely the runners are moving on the pitch. It's kind of unfortunate. You've got a run producer in Mountain in that situation, especially with a left-hander. If he's in position to have a full at-bat, I hope that it wasn't a hit and run call and it was just the runners doing a double steal. But here we are. 2 outs, still the runner in scoring position.
Murphy sets things up to start this count. Upstairs, 1-0.
David Cron, our batter from Abbotsford, BC, just 18 years old. Hitting .400 coming in.
Fastball this time upstairs, 2-0.
Pair of singles, pair of doubles, with 3 RBIs to tie Jackman for the lead in runs produced, or runs driven in.
Hitters count yet again, 2-0. And got underneath it. Popped up to McKenzie. And that retires the side. So far, no runs, 1 hit apiece. After 1 inning to play, your Washington Digital in a scoreless ball game. Let's take a look at the schedule coming up for today. Remember, Tecumseh, New Brunswick is 11 o'clock today. 2 o'clock, Alberta and Saskatchewan's representatives. Then there's a quarterfinal at 7 o'clock today. See who goes on to Medal Day.
Those white pearls sailing across the diamond and out of the park are supplied
Looking across the ballpark as we get ready for the top of the second inning here. So far, a bit of a calm beginning. We'll see if anybody's able to erupt here in the second hit.
Yeah, I think the pitchers are just getting comfortable. And I'm sure the hitters are trying to pick up on all their cues to see if they can spread some information through the bench and assist each other as they look for opportunities with different pitch selections and approaches at the plate. They move up in the box, take away some of the bite of those breaking pitches, or do they feel comfortable enough in laying back? I haven't seen overly dominant stuff from either of the two throwers, but they do look like they are capable of solid outings.
Just about all set to get going here yet again. Lead things off with McKay, then Paul, then Parker Gulliver. One of 3 Gulvers on the roster, plus the coach, and Sean.
Number 57, Eric McKay.
Eric McKay leads things off, the right fielder. Short bunt for a moment, pulled it back 1-0. Call for strike 1.
Okay, just 1 hit coming in, but with a pair of RBIs.
Down in the dirt though, 2-1.
McKay, another St. John's product, 26-year-old.
Two and 1. Swings and misses, 2-2. And he twists around on a dime for strike 3. Second strikeout of the ball game.
Left fielder number 19.
That brings up Andrew Paul. All left field today.
Paul, another St. John's product, 28 years old. Just 1 hit coming in.
1-0 the count. 2-0. St. John's Capitals still looking for their first win of the tourney. 0-2 coming into today. 3-0 the count. Bounce back with a strike. 3-1. Starting to work a bit fast here. Didn't get the zone this time. Walks him aboard.
Designated hitter number 15.
Brings up to DH.
Gulliver.
Parker Gulliver.
Hitless so far coming in. 27-year-old, another St. John's product.
Starting things off, missing, no getting, 0-1.
BC catcher on his toes, keeping the runner at first at bay.
0-1, checking back. Stays 0-1 for now. And swings over top of it, 0-2.
Paul has been caught stealing in this championship, so is a threat to move, or at least make an attempt.
And stepping back. Sam Siddle not liking what he was seeing there, resets.
I actually think he was dealing with some sort of a morning bug flying around his head, broke his concentration.
0-2. And goes around. Throw to first. Gets the out. Throw to second. Doubles them up. So a strikeout and a double play there. How about that?
Actually, I'm quite impressed with the glove work from all three of the fielders in that situation. The catcher was able to knock it down, but he spiked it to the first baseman, who scooped it. This first baseman relays to the shortstop, who had to scoop it, and they still made the play. So the strikeout out, throw him out, not the most conventional, but does work out in the favor of Newfoundland and Labrador.
So the top of the second inning comes to a close there.
Not in favor of Newfoundland. My apologies.
Yes.
The BC gloves working hard there.
The BC gloves now going to turn to the BC bats as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Matt Clay, Greg Herman, Mitchell Jackman, all due up to begin the frame for BC. So we'll see what happens here in the bottom of the second inning. So far, seen some players able to get aboard, but we'll see if BC's able to sustain the first rally of the game here or not. Just about all set to begin here as the Coquitlam Angels make their way to the plate.
Hitting off the bottom of the second.
Matt Clay, the center fielder, up.
Center fielder, number 27, Matthew Clay.
Clay with a couple singles coming in.
Starts off with one to the backstop. 1-0.
Clay's a 25-year-old from Port Moody, British Columbia.
Hit to second and bobbled and dropped. Golver couldn't get the squeeze on it.
Looked fairly routine.
Designated hitter,
Fortunate for
number 9,
Gulliver, I'm sure he
Greg
wants that back. But
Herman.
sharply hit. Didn't look like a terrible hop, but it looks easy from the booth, put it that way.
First error of the ball game, an E4 on the play. That brings up Greg Herman. He starts off with one rolled on top of the roof just about. 0-1.
Herman, the oldest player on the BC roster, 44 years old, out of Maple Ridge.
The 0-1. Watches the second strike, 0-2.
Herman looking for his first hit of the championship.
misses, but a throw back to first, called save. 1-2.
Murphy, the Capitals pitcher, the Newfoundland Labrador pitcher, he has quite the unorthodox open look to his finish.
This one blooped out to second and dropped again. They will get the force out at second, however, but another mistake from the second baseman.
Well, he traded in out for the fly out for the force out. I think for Gulliver's sake, though, he is just taking his eyes off the ball at the last second, trying to make the next play, even though there was probably no next play other than just to field the bloop.
So that brings up Jackman. Down in the dirt, 1-0.
Jackman's a 30-year-old out of Coquitlam. Actually has a home run in this championship with 3 RBIs.
He's trying to swing for some power there, 1-1.
Murphy checking the runner first.
One and one. Down low, 2-1.
Murphy's delivery, although open, actually puts himself in a great fielding position as he finishes because he's squared up with the batter in home plate. Or he may sacrifice some overall velocity for that.
Foul back, 2-2.
Seems to make it work, though, in terms of his pitch location. Obviously, he's one of those pitchers that relies on movement and location to keep the hitters off balance.
2-2. Runner goes. Stolen base. Called out at home plate on the strikeout, but a base is stolen.
Catcher number 15, Keenan Hilton.
2 strikes stealing. That brings up Keenan Hilton.
Looking for his first hit of the championship. Kamloops product, 22-year-old.
Starts off with a strike, 0-1. This one hit to short. Throw to first is offline.
He probably scored a hit. I don't think that that's a tough play for the shortstop coming into the hole and actually a big charge. We'll see it on the replay here. Hilton actually squirrels this ball inside out.
Shortstop number 2, Sam Aslanovich.
Smartly. First baseman comes off the base, protect against that runner rounding third, getting a chance to score.
Can't confirm they have given a single to that. So runners at the corners, 2 outs, bottom of the second. And now runners at second and third here. Stealing the base is Hilton.
Hilton with good speed is going to take that base anyways. The defense from the Capitals was just merely putting on a decoy play to see if they could catch the runner at third napping, but just back to the pitcher, and here we go with runners in scoring position at second and third for the leadoff hitter, Aslanowicz.
Swanovich hits it to short. This time a bit more cleaner. No, it's actually dropped again. And a run comes in to score. All while Hilton moves all the way to third.
See the replay here. Shortstop has to charge. Walchuk had plenty of time though to make the throw after gathering, just spiked it into the ground. First baseman cannot make the pick recover, and it leads to our first run. And now we have Hilton standing at third, just 90 feet away from the second run. If Honeysett can help him.
So the lead now being controlled by Coquitlam as they take another stolen base. Runners both in scoring position now with that one with 1-0 count.
The speed of the BC roster to this point obviously being a factor. Honeysett has a hit coming in from his first at bat.
Hard contact down the right field line. Foul. Just couldn't get it to curve the right way. That could have been extra bases.
Good contact there from Honeysett, obviously, as he rolled over it. Rolled the wrists toward the line. The ball's going to continue to curl foul. Could have been 2 runs for sure. Possibly extra bases for him.
Honeysett right now setting up for a 1-1 count in the box. Heats goes right back to it, goes right back towards right field, brings in 2 runs with it. An RBI single.
Almost looked like the same pitch from the previous one. He just roped foul. This one he's able to straighten out a little bit. A little more to the right fielder's play, but ultimately it led to 2 runs. Good job by Honeysett.
Third baseman number 5, Nolan Anderson.
Strong contact. Expands the lead. 3-0 now for Coquitlam. That brings up Anderson again. Anderson to right field. Tracked all the way. Did that drop fair? No. It called foul.
Tried the corner and missed, as they say. That ball tailing foul.
Oh and 1. Make it 0 and 2.
Murphy now over 30 pitches already here. Trying to get out of this second inning.
Runner goes, hitting as he goes for the stolen base, and it's bobbled and caught. Was it dropped? Hold on.
Yeah, it was.
Let's see.
Kenny could not come up with that play. Second baseman was actually going over to the base to help with the steal attempt. Tough over the shoulder play for Kenny. And now we have runners at first and third, as Honeysett was able to keep on moving. Now we'll have a bit of a mound meeting.
And we'd like to remind you that the bronze medal and gold medal games again will be tomorrow, 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. to start. Bronze medal game starts at 4 p.m. Gold medal will be a 7 o'clock start. Pay-per-view on WeDigital.ca. Remember, pay-per-view broadcast. If you want to be able to tune in, go through WeDigital.ca to be able to tune in and see the men's championship bronze and gold. So after a mound visit, Grant Malm now up. And another error called on the play, by the way, on Kenny. That's his second E3 of the inning. Count is 1-1. Malm swings through it. 1-2.
Malm flew out in his first at-bat today.
Just got a piece of that one for a foul.
Would have liked to have see them actually try to move Anderson earlier in the count. That way Malm can focus with 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. As it stands, the foul ball means Anderson retreats back to first, maybe moving again.
Malm, this time picked up by Gulliver, and now the side is retired.
Gulliver happy to contribute with spearing that line drive.
And with that, 2 innings complete. Coquitlam, NPC up 3-0 here on We Did It All.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back to We Did It All for the top of the 3rd inning between St. John's and Coquitlam. Right now, BC's representatives up 3-0. That's where you start off the inning.
For Newfoundland and Labrador, the shortstop, number 2, Tyler
Lead things
Walchuk.
off. Walchuk, followed by McKenzie, rather by Reagan Gulliver, and then McKenzie. 0-1 the count. Fouled away, 0-2 already.
Walchuk, one of 2 players on the St. John's Capitals roster from Paradise, Newfoundland.
And he strikes out. That's the 3rd strikeout today from Siddle.
He's working efficiently.
Second baseman, number 21, Reagan Gulliver.
And this one rolls away to start this count, 1-0.
Gulliver, to this point, would like to help his team by getting on base, wrap it around to the top of the order. Reagan's 23-year-old from St. John's.
Watch that one for a strike, 1-1. Out towards right field, and for a base hit.
Good for Gulliver. Came into this game batting .250.
Third baseman, number 10, Dylan McKenzie.
Solid contact. Just in front of the right fielder. That brings up Dylan McKenzie. 1-0. Last time up, he struck out in the first. Called for strike one. 1-1. Outside, 2-1.
Maybe an opportunity to move a runner here via the steal. Not much of a lead though from Gulliver.
Foul tipped, 2-2.
Coach Gulliver at third base. The manager from St. John's.
Throw over to first. Keeping the runner at bay meanwhile. Two and two.
This could be two.
Gets the first. Throw over to first base. Doesn't get the second runner, however. So fielder's choice. That's still one out in the inning. Make it two.
Looked fairly tailor-made. Zlanovic
Center
chose
fielder,
the glove
number
flip
3,
to the second
Jacob
baseman.
Reed.
Just too much of a high chopper. Good speed by McKenzie getting down the line to prevent the double play and inning-ending double play.
Next up is Reed. 6-3 ground out last time up for Reed. Starts off with a strike, 0-1.
Reed is the top hitter so far for the St. John's Capitals. 21-year-old out of St. John's.
And tries to swing like a golf club. Try to go down low, still stolen base regardless, 0-2.
McKenzie moving well. I'm not sure if that was a delayed steal opportunity, but Reed providing a lot of distraction for the catcher. Yeah, looked like more of a delayed steal. Ball in the dirt, though, to the catcher for BC.
0-2. Chopped over to Cron. Throw to Jackman. Gets the out. Side retired.
Nice charging play by Cron to get the speedy Reed at first to end the inning. McKenzie coming off the field a little slow, though. Looks like that slide on the steal attempt may have had an effect on him.
So with that being said, as we take a look at the replay,
For Newfoundland and Labrador in the top of the third.
still
No runs on
bottom of the
one
third
hit.
inning coming up.
There were no errors and one runner
Cortland has the momentum, and not a surprise knowing they've had national championship experience before. As a program, at least, from a few years ago that led to success. Right now they're looking very good offensively. Now after bringing up 8 to the plate last inning.
Yeah, not sure how many of the players from the championship team from a few years ago are on this squad. I know that BC at the championship last year in Red Deer was just 1-3.
Let's go and look at the schedule. Once again, tomorrow's schedule, 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock for the semis, 4 and 7 for the bronze and gold medal games. Catch those here on WeDigital.ca. Remember, pay-per-view for the 4 and 7 games.
Leading off the bottom of the third for British Columbia.
Now
The second
leads off this
baseman,
inning,
number 6,
David Cron.
David Cron.
Matt Clay, Greg Herman also due up next. Starts off having a duck for one. 1-0.
Little shot over the bow there for Cron. Just making sure he's awake.
Swings and misses, 1-1. Nearly plunked him, just missed, 2-1.
Fairly intimate ball. Cron shrugged it off, digs back in.
2-1, upstairs the fastball, 3-1.
Cron inviting a little bit of danger. He is fairly close to the plate with his stance. Again, trying to help see the ball on the inside part.
Foul back, 3-2. On deck is Clay.
Cron confident he can catch up to the fastball that's close to his body and has the advantage of seeing the outside pitch better.
And a walk.
Worked to his favor. There's an intimidation factor, obviously, when you step closer to the plate, and those pitchers that aren't comfortable pitching inside or close to the batter may struggle a little bit more in finding the zone.
So up at the point now is Matthew Clay. Small lead at first. As this one turned into an advanced run. Clay watches the pass ball as it goes to 1-0.
Catcher Hunt would like that one back, I'm sure. Just took his eyes off it, misplayed it to the backstop.
It's time going for a bunt. Drops down, throw to first, dropped. And another issue up at first base.
So a collection of issues there. The bunt attempt actually was in the air, froze the runner trying to advance from second to third. He still was able to. Murphy had committed to first, but not a great throw to the covering second baseman, and obviously it led to the error. And now we have first and third for BC's number 9, Greg Herman. Maple Ridge, 44-year-old.
Runners at the corners for Herman. Fouls it away to start. 1-1. The 0-1. Misses. 1-1.
Clay dancing around on first, but didn't take the steal. Grant Kenny having a word for his pitcher, Murphy.
Throw back to first, keeping the runner at bay still.
Grant probably relaying to his pitcher, hey, come over here. Let's not forget about this runner and give him a great lead, an opportunity. We want to save a double play opportunity.
This one slapped out to right field. A run comes in to score on the RBI single. It's 4-0.
Nice piece of hitting by Herman. Slashing it to the opposite side of the field. Cashes in a run. And now a comfortable lead for the BC program.
First baseman number 19, Mitchell Jackman.
Next up is Jackman. He struck out last time up in the second inning. It's one hit to the pitcher. And the throw to third is offline and rolls away.
Murphy not helping himself there. The unconventional play here is going to get the lead runner with runners in first and second. Doesn't deliver a good ball. Not even sure if a good throw gets him on the force, but certainly the soft one up the line didn't help. Would have liked to see him pivot strong and go to the shortstop there to see if he can get 2 outs that way. But failing that, you just get the safe out at first.
And that one called a ball to start things off. 1-0, bases are loaded. 5 errors now in this ball game. Called for a strike, 1-1.
Hilton does have a hit today. Wants to keep his string going. Infield is drawn in from the St. John's Capitals squad.
Swings through it, 1-2.
We've gotten word that number 22 is active in the pen for St. John's, Graham King, 23-year-old right-hander.
Oh, and hold on, we have a throw, pickoff, and a throwdown. Run down attempt as they go back and forth. Oh, and the play at home, called out. Not sure how that started with the run down, but that's the first out, and the runners are at second and third now.
We'll catch the replay here, but Clay obviously caught napping a little bit. Misplayed a little bit by the catcher. And so Clay took a little bit too much of a liberty before being thrown behind. Smartly, though, the runners in first and second advanced immediately, even though he was going to be dead to rights between home and third. I would have liked to see that rundown happen closer to third from the St. John's defense, but the out is retired.
2-2, meanwhile, turns to 3-2.
Hilton not seeing a change in the defensive alignment from the infield in St. John's. Still with 2 runners in scoring position and a prime opportunity to really blow this game open.
Three and 2. Swings and misses. And a strikeout. Two outs now in the bottom of the third inning.
Shortstop number 2, Sam Aslanovich.
Aslanovich now the leadoff hitter as the batting order wraps around. Defensive alignment now gets to relax with 2 outs. Take away a few more hits by getting to regular depth.
And this one rolls away. And another run comes in to score. BC continues to grow the advantage.
Murphy now over 55 pitches. Just a tough pitch for the catcher Hunt to get around and block, keep in front of him.
One 1-0 the count. Murphy throws. 1-1 foul. Again, 5-0 now your score line for those tuning in. Coquitlam has had some good rallies the past 2 innings to be able to power ahead in the score line. This one in the dirt. 2 balls.
Catcher Hunt certainly earning his pay behind the dish today.
Swings and misses for the strike.
Raising velocity there for Murphy, which you'd like to see. They did set up on the inside portion of the plate. The ball did move away.
2-2 is the count. And fouled away. Stays 2-2.
Zlanowicz, just a 20-year-old from North Vancouver. A lot of trust in him to be the leadoff hitter for this program. The Coquitlam Angels.
And that one gets away. 6-0 Angels. And the bases are now empty for the rest of this at bat, at least. 3-2.
Murphy really working the ball, and his off-speed pitches into the dirt quite a lot. Fortunately, Hunt is just not able to block every one of those pitches.
And it's a walk. That's Lanovich now aboard. That's going to bring up Honeysett. Look at the pen as they continue to warm things up out there. Huge lead at first as that one's fouled away to start 0-1.
Honeysett having a good day at the plate so far. He's got a pair of hits, 2 RBIs.
Call it a strike, 0-2.
Hunt fires it over to Kenny. Really no chance at that pickoff. Throw was way up the line to the interior of the field.
0-2, a stolen base again. Didn't even make it to second base. It went straight to the pitcher. 1-2.
Very strange. I don't think they had a play at second, but the catcher fired it back, and then Murphy decided we're not even going to see that throw through. We're going to cut that off.
1-2. This one slapped to short. Toward first, gets the out. Side retired. So another 3 runs come in to score for the Angels. It's 6-0 after 3 innings of play. Again, you're watching We Digital for coverage of Baseball Canada action from Tecumseh.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Barron Championship rings. This is who we are.
A look at the pickleball courts here at Burt Lacoste Park. part of many of the upgrades and renovations that have taken place in the park here in recent months. But as we enter the top of the 4th inning, it shall be. Kenny, Hunt, McKay all due up. And these Angels, they have been soaring.
Kenny to lead it off. He had a hit in his first at bat today. See if he can keep a string going here. He needs to help give his ball club a spark. They've been a little bit mentally sloppy and physically sloppy to this point.
Starting things off with strike 0-1.
Kenny showed bunt, maybe just to bring in the third baseman a little bit.
Out towards right field. Caught by the center fielder for the first out.
Catcher number 29.
That brings up
Hunt.
Redmond Hunt. Or strike to start, 0-1. Last time up for him, popped up to shortstop. It's one, down low, 1-1. Oh, and that hit him.
Then he almost hit the on-deck batter with the bat toss. Frustrated young man. He's been peppered behind the dish today. His pitcher making him work, and now
Right
takes
fielder
one
number 57.
at the plate.
Eric McKay.
That brings up Eric McKay, who struck out last time up. Starts with the ball, 1-0.
BC's made a switch in their lineup. Inserted into left field is number 24, Cody Davey, Maple Ridge product, 18-year-old. Probably seeing a defensive assistance for the BC lineup. With a safe cushion here, getting the young man some opportunities in left field and some at-bats the remainder of the game, hopefully.
The 1-1. Hard contact to right field, to the warning track, to the ground, and that's still caught. Still able to record the out, though it was a bit touch and go there.
Yeah, that's a deep fly by McKay.
Hall.
We see on the replay here, right fielder goes back. Not sure if he anticipated the fence or the center fielder, but that ball was bobbled. But either way, the out was recorded.
Next up is Andrew Paul. 2 outs now at the top of the 4th. Starting things off tight, 1-0.
Walked in his first at bat.
Throw over to first. Caught safe. Two and 0.
Redmond Hunt with a decent lead off of first.
2-1.
Hunt is clearly going to take home some of Lacoste Park's clay today with his uniform. Might need some shout.
2-2. And a stolen base attempt gets the out at second.
BC not fooled by the delayed steal attempt. Trying to get into scoring position, all for naught.
So we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. BC up 6-0. There's no runners left on, no hits, no runs, no errors. And there's some discussion and chirping now on the field as some of the Capitals players and coaches wanted to talk things over there. Not sure what that was all about with the chirping. Oh, and they've tossed somebody. They've tossed one of the coaches, believe, here all of a sudden.
For Newfoundland and Labrador in the top of the fourth, no runs on, no hits. There were no errors and no runners left.
Not sure what that was all about, Ted.
Yeah, I think it's a frustrated St. John squad. They took exception with something that was said.
Fans, drop by the Baseball Canada Championship Clothing Kiosk to check out all the latest Baseball
The
Canada.
manager coming back. Just to express the change, I think we have the pitcher being inserted. As we mentioned earlier, who was warming up in the pen. Number 22, Graham King, 23-year-old right-hander from St. John's, will be assuming the pitching role. And the umpire signifies the official change.
Sean Golver now being escorted off the diamond. I believe that's Golver, at least, based on the stitching in the back.
Number 30 is the head coach, Sean Gulliver, but I don't believe
Now pitching for Newfoundland
Could be
and
Neil
Labrador,
McKenzie
number
for St.
22.
John's.
One of the
Graham
coaches, regardless,
King.
ejected.
One of the members of the coaching staff is going to watch from the exterior now.
So Graham King looks to settle this game down. Now really looks to settle this game down after what just happened.
Impressed by what I see so far from the
Just a reminder
hard-throwing
that our
right-hander in his
concession stand
warm-ups.
is open and is located directly behind the stand.
All be about
They are
location
serving
and
hot dogs, water, pop, chips, coffee,
change of speed.
candy, and sunflower seeds.
So just about ready to begin. Anderson, Malm, and Crone. The heart of the lineup due up.
The BC third baseman,
Leading off the bottom of the
Anderson,
fourth for British
hitless so
Columbia.
far today, but
The third baseman, number 5.
had a keen
Nolan
eye during the warm-up tosses
Anderson.
for King. Always their job with a new pitcher is signify that to the bench and take in as much information and possibly some practice swings and timing to be ready to go once you get to the box.
Starts off nearly hitting him. 1-0.
They back off Anderson a little bit in the box.
This time a little bit more in the zone, 1-1. To left field this time. And tracked down by Paul for the out.
Just got word from our technical staff. Number 7 is the
Right
member of the
fielder,
coaching
number
staff
10,
from
Grant
Newfoundland
Long.
Labrador. His name
That
is
would be-
Mike O'Neill.
Mike O'Neill, who is actually a second baseman and third baseman on top of that.
So he has the appearance of a coach, but he's a player coach possibly.
Now at the plate, Grant Malm. 1-0, the count to start things off with the ball. fouled away. 1-1. And to the backstop. 2-1.
Mom will probably be a little more free swing here.
Oh, and some more umpire discussions here with the Capitals side, as it looks like O'Neill is still discussing things after being ejected.
So the home plate umpire has the management of players that have been ejected, and unfortunately if they're within eyesight or earshot and they're uncomfortable with that continuing, so the plate umpire is Snively from the local area, now having a discussion with the manager from St. John's, Gulliver, talking about the positioning of Mr. O'Neill and probably the continuing of the conversation and griping. And it has already been settled to this point.
Well, it's getting to the point of absurdity. Look at this. He's trying to kneel down behind a railing right now. There's being out of ear and eye shot, and then there's that.
Yes, so a little bit of gamesmanship here from the part of Mr. O'Neill.
3-1.
I'll be quite honest with you. If you're quiet, the plate umpire is not going to say something. Or any of the umpires, they're not going to say something. But what's happening is if you have you're extending the conversation in a loud manner, and he can hear it, then it continues to be an issue, and therefore I can see you, I can hear you, and now you've got to go make yourself less visible and
David Cron.
in fact keep down the conversation as it pertains to any part of the game. You're becoming a distraction, basically.
Grant Malm, by the way, got walked there. So here is David Cron. And he starts with foul ball, 0-1. Small lead at first. One gone in the bottom of the fourth inning. And off speed missing. 1-0. 1-1. Up high. 2-1.
So, interesting. The Newfoundland bullpen is getting some more action. Number 14, Cody Thistle, the other resident of Paradise, Newfoundland, is an 18-year-old left-hander. King not really getting his feet wet very much here, but I don't think there's any impending doom of him being required to throw, but they're getting ready.
Just in case, especially since that one was hit well, but to right field for a flyout.
So the Abbotsford resident, David Cron.
Center fielder number 27, Matthew Clay.
Still looking for his first hit.
Clay so far reaching via error twice today. This one chopped over to first for the out.
Wall glove by Grant Kenny. Taking the short hop and taking the out unassisted.
6-0 still your score. BC up after 4 innings of play here on We Did It All.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back, everyone, to Tecumseh, Ontario, as we get ready for the top of the inning, top of the fifth inning specifically, as the St. John's Capitals, probably with all caps lock, saying we need run support or runs, period. Right now, the Capitals down by 6-10 as they bring up Andrew Paul.
Yeah,
Leading off the
Capitals only have 2 hits so far in the game. Not enough base runners to create any pressure. And obviously the BC pitcher, Siddles, have a fairly easy time of it.
Starting things off with the ball, 1-0. And Siddle, since the warm-up, has been having an issue catching the ball for some reason.
Just got to wake that glove up.
Strike one. 1-1. This one hit to short and twirls around for a base hit. That was something almost out of backyard baseball with how that twirled around the shortstop.
We'll catch on the replay here. Shot up the middle.
15, Parker Gulliver.
Zlanovic is not able to come up with the ball. Not sure how to score that. It would have been a tough play to make the deep throw from short center field.
Parker Gulliver now up to the plate. And they have ruled that as an infield single. Ball watch there, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Two and one. Two.
Can't see St. John's moving via steal at this point. Down by such a deficit, they're going to need to pile up some hits in order to create some runs and shrink the deficit.
3-2. Payoff pitch misses. And it's a walk. 2 runners aboard. So for the first time, Siddle feeling a bit of pressure here. So far, we've only had about a base runner an inning from the Capitals.
Tyler Walchuk.
This brings up Walchuk. Walchuk to left. Chasing after it. And sliding and missing is Clay. 1 run waved home. Stop sign given on the double. And St. John's is on the board.
I was tracking the left fielder, Davey, who stumbled on his way to the left center gap, but Clay made up the ground, almost came up with the ball, sliding grab towards the warning track. Good hit for Walchuk, and obviously gets them off the 0 and on the scoreboard, driving in a run with Paul coming across. So now second and third for Regan Gulliver, who has been aboard with a hit today.
Second baseman
Comes
number
back
21,
in the third inning.
Reagan Gulliver.
Reagan Gulliver now sets things up. And he hits this one to second. Play by Crone. Throw to first, gets the out. The run does come across the plate to score.
Nice job by Gulliver getting down the line, making that a difficult play for the second baseman, Cron. Nice play, though, to recover and make the strong throw. Does, however, cash a run on the
Third
fielder's
baseman
choice.
number 10, Dylan McKenzie.
And then we have Parker Gulliver standing on third.
So that's the first out of the inning, just like that. Up the plate now, Dylan McKenzie. McKenzie bobbled off the first baseman, Jackman. And another run comes in to score. All of a sudden, St. John showing some life here. And the gap is down to 3.
I think you give them the credit. St. John's isn't giving up and pack it in. They hit the ball sharply. McKenzie
Center fielder number
definitely
3,
getting it past Jackman
Jacob
here with a sharp
Reed.
hit. Not sure they'll score that, but we'll see how it comes up. Debatable on either direction. Not an easy play by any stretch.
Jacob Reed, meanwhile, was now up. Reed hits the second, and they take the fielder's choice there. Second out.
Reed trying to use his legs. Not much of a swing, but got the ball in play and tried to beat the second baseman's throw to first, but
First
was able to
baseman
move
number
McKenzie
6,
up to
Grant
scoring position at
Kenny.
second. And we'll see what Mr. Kenny can produce, who has at least a hit today.
Grant Kenny, 1 for 2. Starting off with one fouled away, 0-1.
Got a ball just behind Snively Topping. He collects.
Yo and 1. Up high, missing, 1-1.
Grant Kenny knows how important this at-bat is, getting that run across.
One. And fouled into some trees. 1-2.
So BC has some action in the bullpen. Number 49, Jack Thompson, a 35-year-old right-hander from Coquitlam.
Stepping off.
Siddle using the fake inside-out move to keep McKenzie aware of him. Doesn't take too much.
1-2. And straight to Cron. That gets the out and ends the rally at 3.
Tough luck for Kenny. Good wood on that. Just right at the second baseman, though.
So that ends the top of the frame.
For Newfoundland and Labrador.
Bottom of the fifth inning coming up.
3 runs on 3 hits.
And
There were
just
no
like
errors
that,
and 1 runner left.
starting to see the momentum shift all of a sudden after being all BC up until that last half frame 10.
Yeah, I would agree. Obviously, St. John's has got some pride, and they're not going to lay down in this this contest. I'm sure they'll see it through to the end no matter how it goes. Ultimately, they've got to make sure that they can clean up some of their other play. And still, the difference in the game, I think, is just some of the sloppy play they've had. If BC was going to earn it through hits, I'm sure they could accept it, but between the pitching, the catching, and the fielding across the diamond and the decision-making, that's going to have to be on point the rest of the way, even if they're going to have an opportunity to kind of come all the way back.
And so, for Coquitlam, they'll have Herman, Jackman, Hilton due up here.
Seven, 8, 9. I'm sure Graham King would like to just see 7, 8, 9 this inning before they wraps around at the top of the BC lineup.
Digital.ca.
Just 2 hits out of the 6 attempts so far out of this grouping, hitting about .333.
Solid from your 7, 8, 9.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for British Columbia.
Bottom of the 5th inning.
Designated hitter.
In fact, they're
number
out producing
9.
the top portion of the lineup so far for BC.
Up at the plate, Greg Herman. He's one of those with a hit so far.
Scored twice, though.
Starts off watching one for a ball, 1-0.
.44-year-old Maple Ridge product.
Swing and miss, 1-1. And that hits him.
He shrugged it off quickly. Said thank you very much for the 90 feet.
First baseman number 19, Mitchell.
And the umpires
Jackman.
look to talk things over here all of a sudden.
Not sure what the discussion's about. Herman didn't make much of an attempt to evade that pitch. Now we've got discussions from the umpires to the bench. Or they're exiting.
Yeah, they are now heading off the diamond.
Well, we'll love to be looking forward to the discussion and explanation for this. We've got one umpire remaining, having a meeting over in front of the BC dugout. But 2 umpires have taken themselves into the dressing room. I don't know if it had anything to do with just the previous play. If we could catch the replay perhaps of the last pitch and the hit batsman in Herman, maybe that may reveal something, but there could be some sort of an injury to the umpire.
Let's take a look at the schedule while we sort this out. Tecumseh, New Brunswick is next up at 11 o'clock. Then Alberta, Saskatchewan. Then the quarterfinals seeding for the 3rd and 2nd best teams, all leading into the final tournament day, starting up at 9 a.m. on August 25th. Remember, the medal games that day are going to be pay-per-view. You can catch the pay-per-view versions of the broadcast at WeDigital.ca.
Players are wondering what's going on. The defense from St. John's has left the field now. We do believe that it's a possibility that there's been, as I mentioned before, an injury to an umpire. Don't have any specifics to this point. There is some activity. around the dressing room associated with the umpires.
And just got the confirmation that it is an umpire injured, and they are swapping the umpires. They'll be swapping the umpires here is the call. So that's the reason for the delay here. They're switching things around here due to an umpire injury.
Yeah, it appears, I've got a little bit of specifics here. Snively Topping may have a back injury. Could have been something that happened before and maybe has kind of worsened as the game has progressed. But we have a local umpire as part of the National Championship crew. Mr. Gomes will be activated and brought into the three-person crew for this game. I'm not sure if he'll be assuming the duties behind the plate, but at the very least he'll be joining the crew. We'll get this all sorted out once we see the three umpires return. We have one umpire that's remained, I assume just to keep guard over the field, make sure there's no issues. We have two umpires in the dressing room. Obviously, Snively Topping is going to be done for the rest of this contest at least. We're not sure if he'll return throughout the championship.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, more here on We.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
No delays out there.
Welcome back, everyone, to Tecumseh, Ontario, as it looks like the umpires are now making their way out of the locker room. Again, we've been having an injury delay to one of the umpires due to a back issue. And it looks like we may be set to get back underway here, Ted.
We do. The players from St. John's are retaking the field defensively. The hit batsman, Herman, is going back to first base. The infielder's getting a few warm tosses in. What I think amounted to about a 10-15 minute delay. Mr. Gomes looks like he will assume the role in the first base coaching or umpiring position. He'll shift to the, my correction, sorry. Looks like he'll go over to the third base as his initial position, but now has shifted over to the middle of the diamond because there will be a runner at first. And one of the crew has moved behind the dish. A few extra warm-up tosses for the St. John's pitcher, Graham King.
And usually these things happen, right? These types of delays, these types of situations, you just don't expect it to happen in a ball game like this, but
no, I mean, and you could see an injury inside of a game normally. Obviously, there's no contact. We don't know that the ball came in contact with the umpire. There was no movement or slip that would have led to an injury. So he probably had an injury coming in, felt confident that he would be okay.
First baseman number 19, Mitchell.
We're all human. Lingering things can get worse, especially when you are crouch up, crouch up, crouch up every pitch. And here we are, resuming.
we're back underway. Now at the plate is Jackman. Jackman so far 0 for 2 today, but he did reach via error last time up. 2-0 so far the count. Throw to first, called safe.
So it looks like Matt Lowndes is now the home plate umpire, as Snively Topping has been removed, and Brad Johnson still remains part of the crew at first.
Hit over to second meanwhile. Try and get the double play. Ball was offline going back to first, so they get the fielder's choice instead.
Regan Gulliver decided to use the side shovel or pitch. He was at a fair distance there. It made it difficult to make the complete turn. Walchuk tried to make up the difference, but it wasn't enough for the fast-moving Jackman.
Caught a strike to start things off with the count. Now is Hilton.
Hilton does have a hit today.
Swings and misses, but it rolls down and away, allowing the runner to advance to second.
Catcher Redmond Hunt tried to make the block. It did scoot right on him. Tried an attempted throw to second base, but it was far too late.
0-2 at the count at the plate, by the way.
Hilton in a big hole. See how he digs himself out.
The 0-2. Just missed. 1-2.
Nerves of steel.
Two, make it 2-2. And 3-2.
Good at bat for Hilton as he works the count full. Thinking base hit or ball four, either way, it'll help his team.
Three and 2. Fouled away. Stays 3-2.
Good hack. Seems to be right all over King.
Full count, swing and a miss. A strikeout for Hilton.
Nice elevated fastball by King. Hilton may have chased slightly. May not be too happy with himself. But here we go as we wrap it to the top of the order for BC.
That brings up the infielder in Aslanovic. 0-1 on the foul ball. This one slapped over to short. Play by Walchuk. Over to first. Side retired.
Nice play by Walchuk.
And so that ends the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-5, 6-3. Your score after 5. You're watching We Digital.
For British Columbia in the bottom of the 5th, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left.
And just getting set for what should be an exciting top of the 6th inning. Now it's the question, can the St. John's Capitals get some momentum continued here after they scored runs last time up for them? They need some offense, and they need it fast here, Ted.
Yeah, 2 innings to play, 2 more cracks at it. See if BC has to go to the pen. Siddle's been rolling along. Siddle is currently sitting at 71 pitches through 5. He's given up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, a couple of free passes along with 4 strikeouts. A solid outing thus far. Not in danger probably of tiring at this point. Although the delay last half may have created some additional cooling time for him, so these warm tosses will be important, and him finding the plate in the zone early so that he doesn't fall behind the count or create base runners.
You see some of the teams preparing for our next matchup, already waiting and watching along, seeing what's happening in the grandstands as we begin this top of the 6th inning. Redmond Hunt. Starts off with a strike, 0-1. So far today, it's popped up and hit by a pitch. Swings through it, 0-2. This one dribbled over to short. Play made from Ashlonovich to Jackman for the out.
Good shortstop play the last couple outs. Ashlonovich not to be outdone.
Eric McKay.
That brings up McKay. 0 for 2 so far. Struck out, flew out. Starts off with a strike. 0-1.
Big hack. Had his head out on that one a little bit, but we'll see if he can recover.
Reaches for a bunt. Gonna be a tight play at first. Gets it.
Read very well by Anderson. He got a great jump on that bunt. That drag bunt by McKay. He was moving well down the line, but Anderson was up for the task.
Left fielder number 19, Andrew Paul.
Now we'll bring up Andrew Paul. Paul, this is to second. Crone makes the throw to Jackman, and the side is very quickly retired. 3 straight groundouts to end the inning. Top of the inning comes to a close there. And not much else you can say other than very quick and very much what the Angels needed heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ted, your thoughts on this game as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning?
Well, I thought Siddle actually did quite well to work through that half inning and squash any hopes that St. John's had of creating some momentum from the previous inning. And very efficient in that inning. Started the inning with 71 pitches and finished the inning with 77. So, I mean, that's very quick work. Get your team in the dugout and get them moving towards the next inning. So I'm not seeing a ton of reason to think that BC won't hold on here. And we'll see if they don't add on.
Looking at the Detroit River, by the way, beautiful day to go sailing. Barely a cloud in the sky again today for the second consecutive day. But it's the heart of the lineup coming up. Davy, Anderson, Malm, due up. Looks like we're just about all set to go here. Ending the rest of the toss-up. Yes.
Just got word that the third baseman from BC is a transplanted Londonite.
Yes.
With experience at Western University, but also I see he popped up.
Number 24, Cody
University of Fraser Valley out in BC too, so.
Starting things off, meanwhile, this is Davy. And this is all the way to the fence. Extra bases for Davy. How about that to start? His first at-bat of the ball game goes for extra bases.
Yes, Maple Ridge product, 18-year-old Cody Davy.
Third baseman number 5.
Gets on his horse, puts one on the gap, up against the fence. Nothing better than leading off the inning with a double and getting yourself immediately into scoring position, and we'll see how the group responds in trying to get him around.
Looking to add some more insurance. Oh, that just plunked him. Noah Anderson plunked. It's a second hit batsman now from Coquitlam.
Right fielder number 10, Grant Malm.
Looks like Coach Gover looking to talk things over now with his pitcher after that one.
As you mentioned, Anderson has some roots in London.
Let's take the time to plug the football game coming up later today. 7 o'clock, St. Clair taking on the Quinte Skyhawks. Saints start off their home schedule in the OFC. Catch that once again on WeDigital.ca to be able to keep an eye on your favorite football team. So the conference ends with no change. And nobody up in the pens.
Home plate umpire Lowndes had to campaign for the gentlemen from St. John's to get their act together and get back to playing. But sometimes those extended conversations require a little bit more time.
Tries to bunt it, starts off with one going foul, 0-1.
So Malm and the Angels choosing to play for some insurance runs, and although Malm has deep power, as proven by his home run derby finish, and you would expect him to have the ability to pull the ball at least, still chosen. Caught the collar of the infield and actually pushed it foul on the bunt attempt. Second base really creeping over, expecting the bunt. Kenny at first for the Capitals, on high alert for another bunt attempt. I expect the third baseman to stay home in this situation with the wheel play.
Well, it's a 1-1 count now. It's a hitter's count for Malm.
The BC may have taken the bunt off.
Swings and misses, 1-2.
Safe to say the bunt is clearly off now, as Malm will have to move the runners via the hit.
Fouled away. Stays 1-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the inning. That's going to be strikeouts now in back-to-back innings recorded at least by the pitcher. That brings up David Cron. Starts off with one up high, 1-0.
Cron from Abbotsford, young man just 18 years of age. BC, one of the younger average age teams in the championship.
Off speed, strike 1.
Cron looking for his first hit today.
One. Hits it down the right field line, but foul. One and two. One, two. Joey moved him back a bit. 2-2.
That tailing fastball on the inner portion of the plate moved into the body of our batter Cron.
And once again, checking on the runners. Reminder to stay tuned after the game for a live press conference. It'll be aired once again with the coaches of each team and the player of the game. Down the left field line, in for extra bases. One runner waved on home. Anderson given the stop sign at third, and it's a stand-up double.
Nice piece of hitting by Cron in that situation. Got a pitch he can handle on the inner portion. Curled it into the left field corner, driving in a run and putting himself on second. And we also have Anderson sitting on third now.
Number 27, Matthew Clay.
And that will extend the lead to 7-3. Matt Clay now up. Hitless so far, but reached via 2 errors back in the second and third innings.
Looks like they're going to put him on via the intentional pass. The infield was drawn in already prior to the intentional pass to Clay.
Designated hitter number 9.
Now they have a double play opportunity with force outs at every position or every base. And that will bring aboard Herman, the grizzled veteran from Maple Ridge.
So far today, 1 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch as well. Down low, 1-0. Down the left field line again for what may be extra bases. 2 runs come in to score, and it's another double.
Could have been a third run, but I think the overthrow on the relay coming in from the left field corner couldn't get communicated quickly enough to Clay. So now we have runners at second and third again. And a great piece of hitting by Herman to rope that down the line. I don't think the drawn in infield would have mattered. That ball was on its way sharply down the third baseline.
And the runs keep marching in. It's now 9-3. Every inning where we've had scoring, by the way, has had a 3 on it.
Interesting.
This one hanged to left center field. Back it goes to the warning track. And 2 more runs coming to score another double. And BC is just 2 runs away from the mercy rule point.
Jackman took it deep left center, beat the left fielder cleanly. The runner on second, Herman, read it nicely. He knew he was going to be able to score. Clay held up on the tag just to ensure there was no catch, but at the same time, those 2 runs scored fairly easily.
The Capitals arcing the pen up just in case. 1-0 the count now for Hilton.
Pesky Hilton.
Fouled away, 1-1.
See if he can maintain his zone discipline here. Nice tight, compact swing. All over the plate.
This time to right field for a base hit. And runners now move to the corners. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We've gone through now 8 batters complete. Coming up to the 9th hitter of the inning.
Nice piece of hitting by Hilton. Got a pitch he could handle. Curled it in the right field.
Swings and misses to start. Now at the plate, Slanovic.
Some activity in the St. John's bullpen. Number 33, David Leahy, 33-year-old right-hander.
Leahy specifically.
From St. John's.
Just in case with how things have spiraled now. And that nearly rolls away from him, 1-2.
Nice play by Hunt, who those legs are barking right now. He's able to get out of the crouch, get a good glove, and scoop that up before he could bring across another run.
This one fouled away, stays 1-2.
Slanovic looking for his first hit of the game. Can't see Hilton rubbing salt in the wound with a stolen base in this situation, even though it's probably easy to get.
One and two still.
An 8-run differential. The code or the unwritten rule is to stay home and station to station at this point.
Called strike three and a strikeout. Now Bremp, the 10th batter of the inning, Davey.
We have a substitution.
Yes, it's Michael Murphy now in at that spot.
Murphy's a 27-year-old native of Langley, British Columbia.
Michael Murphy.
step off to start.
Murphy inserted for Davey.
Starts off with a strike, 0-1.
Davey, who got a few innings under his belt in relief of Honeysett earlier in the game.
That one misses the bottom corner, 1-1. And that one bounces away. And another run comes in to score as the Capitals take their time. Advances a third. This could end the ball game. And how about that? Hilton comes in to score, and the lead goes to 10.
A merciful ending, as they say. Hilton hustling hard on that pass ball around second, doesn't hesitate, advances to third. A late throw from the pitcher gets by the third baseman. Next thing you know, the teams are now shaking hands with this result complete with a 13-3 score.
And they took their time and then thrown away. King couldn't get it to the third baseman and just allows Hilton to walk off via mercy rule.
Unfortunate, some of the problems that plagued them from the beginning. St. John's group, the Capitals not able to overcome some of the physical and mental errors that kind of happened throughout the contest, and it kind of finishes in the same form that it started.
So once again, Coquitlam and the Angels pick up the win for BC 13-3 over the St. John's Capitals, Newfoundland and Labrador.
For British Columbia in the bottom of the sixth, 7 runs on 5
So,
hits.
your player of the
One error
game
and no runners left.
for this one. Shouldn't be a surprise after seeing how Siddle seemed to keep things calm. Him will be honored with the player of the game in a moment or so.
The
6
player
innings
of the
pitched
game,
and 4
He
strikeouts.
pitched 6 innings, had 4 strikeouts. Number 22, Sam Siddle.
Siddle will now get himself a souvenir bat as part of this celebration of the player of the game here today. So with that being said, our post-game coverage is coming up, the press conference. After this break, you're watching We Digital for coverage of Baseball Canada action from Tecumseh.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Barron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back, everyone, to Tecumseh, Ontario for post-game coverage for today's matchup between Newfoundland, Labrador, and BC. Bill Chapman is standing side by side with players downstairs. Let's head to Bill Chapman.
Was that a cue? Okay.
Morning. We're at the post-game conference for the Canadian National Men's Baseball Championship at Bert Lacoste Park. We have the Newfoundland coach, and we also have the BC coach. And we have the player of the game for BC, Sam Siddle. The Newfoundland coach, it's the third loss of your tournament. Where do you feel your guys struggled, or was there a struggle actually?
We struggled defensively today. I mean, you can't give a team extra outs and expect to, come out on top or be able to compete. So, we weren't great in all facets of the game today, especially defensively. Let us down, and BC took advantage of it.
So there's one more game left in the round robin for you. So how does your team approach it? Do you just say, guys, go have fun, enjoy the game, enjoy the moment, or do you play spoiler for somebody?
Well, listen, you want to go home with a win. The message to the guys, just go and compete. Regardless if your record is 3-0 or 0-3, you still got to go and compete as a team. So that's the approach we'll take this afternoon.
Perfect. Thanks. Now for the BC coach, Jeff Thompson. Early game. Just comment on the situation of being the first game up on 8 o'clock to start.
Well, it was a rough turnaround. We didn't get picked up till like 9:30 last night. Then we had to go to the bar to get some food, and then back here early. But a couple hits early on and got on top early, and then Sam here threw strikes and kept us in it, and good to go.
So you guys are 2-2 now. Is it? So obviously you're gonna have to wait and see what happens later on in the day, or the next game. How tough is that going to be for you guys to sit around and watch that?
I think we're in, just on the math on tiebreakers. So I don't know. The other pool seems to have a bit of a bloodbath over there with everyone being 2-1, 1-2, or 1-1. So we hope that obviously they all use up their pitching, and we see them later tonight.
So to you and your pitching, 8 o'clock start, how tough was it to get into game performance at 8 o'clock in the morning after, like he said, a late pickup?
Yeah, that for me was the toughest part. I'm a competitor, but I am not a morning person, and I'm not very punctual. So 8 a.m. is about the worst time I could ever get to start, especially when all the other games were later. But I knew I was going to come out. I was going to give my team the best chance I could to win, and I was just going to do my best I could and let it hang.
So with this tournament being so, I guess this is general for everybody. With this tournament being so pitcher reliant, how tough is it for to put the pressure on you to try and go to 500 or maybe go to 3-1 or 1-3?
Yeah, I think our pitchers have done a good job all year and all weekend, and you just got to be ready to go at any time. I'm a kind of a utility guy, so I'm always ready to go, play any position and pitch at any time. So for me, that situation doesn't affect me, but I think for other guys it can. But I think you got to take that mindset that, hey, you might play 7 games, and you got to be ready to go at any moment. You got to be ready to pitch, throw strikes, and try to keep the number of pitchers in the game down.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to throw it back to Justin up at the booth and back for the next game.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Bill. Now, on that note, it's time to say goodbye until that next game here from Tecumseh. That will be at 11 a.m. estimated start time here from Burt Lacoste Park. For the rest of the crew, I'm Justin Brent saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you for the next one at 11.